For those of us Bears fans, we had our last taste of Bears football until the regular season starts in 2 weeks. That matchup that so many are looking forward to on September 10th against the Green Bay Packers. The exciting thing about this third preseason game, in part because of the fact there's 2 weeks until the regular season begins, is you're actually going to get to see the starters take some snaps here, get some snaps in before it really starts to matter. And this is nice, especially since a lot of the starters didn't play last week due to the joint practices with the Colts. So one more chance for these guys to kick a little rust off, one more chance to see what we could start to expect to think the Bears are going to be in 2023. Well, if you're an overreactionary and you base it off of what you saw at the beginning of the first quarter, you're probably in panic mode right now. Because the first offensive series, how did the Bears start it off? You know it, baby. Put 'em up. I'm the offensive coordinator. Let's start it off new. Let's start it off fresh. 1st and 10. Halfback dive. And then 2 inaccurate passes from Justin Fields and a Punskis. Oh, that makes the fan base feel great, doesn't it? Yeah. And then the first defensive series, of course. The Bears allow the Bills to just march right down the field for a touchdown, including allowing the Bills to get multiple third down conversions. And you're like, crap, this looks like a 3-14 team, which is what they were last year, you know. Bears football in mid-season form already. But we know it's preseason, and we know not to overreact too much. Now, you know damn good and well, a lot of these folks, a lot of these Bears fans, if the Bears look tremendous on offensive, defensive starters early, they'd be sitting there and pumping their chest out about how great this team is going to be and all this other crap. So, but seriously, no reason to overreact too much. However, you saw some things with the starters. DJ Moore should have a big year. No reason he shouldn't. He's clearing away the best option the Bears have in the passing game, period. Should be a Pro Bowl season for him. And if it doesn't, that means gutless Getsy's done something wrong. Justin Fields has really sucked, and or DJ Moore got hurt. As far as the Bears offense, you look around and you say, with Justin Fields, Khalil Herbert, Dante Foreman, Rashawn Johnson, they should be an elite running team this year. That shouldn't be any surprise. Oh, what a surprise. Bears talking about running the ball. Bears football! But it is something they should be able to do with great frequency and great effectiveness. But Justin Fields has got to be able to make on-target basic throws. He's just got to be able to. Like, full stop. I don't care how dynamic of an athlete he is. I don't care how great his arm strength is. I don't care about any of that shit. He's got to be able to execute the basic throws. And with the flashes you've seen in the preseason, he's just off the mark. You just can't have that. He has got to be better in year 3. He's got to be. I'm glad the Bears pulled him out of this game, though, once he took that one big shot behind that offensive line that had several guys out. I'm like, yeah, get Fields the fuck out of there, because any shot you have for the Bears this season, it comes down to Justin Fields being healthy. So glad they got him out of there. Tremaine Edmonds made his first preseason action, and he looked a little rusty, looked out of position on a couple of plays. Yannick Ngakoue got in a little bit, so it's good to see these guys getting themselves prepped up for the regular season. But Edmonds and Ngakoue have got to be major impact players if this Bears defense is going to be anything other than bad this year. In terms of players of note for this team in this game, once again, Trevis Gipson with some pressure, got a strip sack today. You saw Jeremy Fowler from ESPN reported, and it came out like right at the start of the preseason game, that Trevis Gipson apparently has sought permission to look for trade options, and the Bears are obliging. Well, why would you do that? Why? Like, and shame on Adam Amin and Jim Miller when they had Ryan Poles in the booth to not fucking put him on the spot and ask him about that. Yeah, because based off what you saw in the preseason, which sometimes can be fool's gold, I grant you, but for Christ's sakes, this is a dude in a contract year. It's not like he's costing you much. Why wouldn't you fucking play out the string at this point? Why would you even entertain that? Because right now you look at him and he looks like he's going to be the one difference maker you might have off of the edge. That's not named Yannick Ngakoue. That's just insane to me. Like, he not only needs to be on this roster, he needs to get a lot of run in 2023, as does Terrell Lewis. Like, these two guys, when they've been in preseason, they've been getting after the quarterback. They've been getting around the edge. They've been caving in the pocket. These guys both need to be on the 53-man roster. Rasheem Green can go kick rocks. Jack Sanborn, I know a lot of Bears fans are in love with Noah Sewell, but Jack Sanborn is better. He's getting slept on, and you can even see in the action that he had today, the guy is just around the football, but I think he makes more plays, and he's a little better in coverage than Sewell right now. So he's the right guy to be the starting sandbacker for this defense this year. Tyreek Stevenson had a couple of bad penalties early on, but then he had that nice INT. I'll say this, is like, it's going to be a rough year at times for Stevenson. He's going to get picked on a lot. So he's got to have to mind the penalties. Bears fans are going to have to live with some of the coverage breakdowns. But hopefully this will be a rough year that he will learn and he will grow from, because they're going to need him to. Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens I thought both had solid outings. You know, Pickens was able to get some pressure, as was Dexter. Dexter was able to back down a pass with his presence of mind and understanding. You know, like, solid performances for these two guys playing alongside each other. To me, Roschon Johnson continues to demonstrate why he should be the running back 2 to start the season, not Deontay Foreman. I know the Bears are very likely heading down the Deontay Foreman path, which I think is the wrong path, the dumb path, but they're probably determined to do it. But you can't watch Johnson right now and think that he's not at least the second best running back on this roster, and perhaps the first. But, you know, Herbert hasn't done anything to lose the job, but Johnson should be getting tick from week 1. Tyler Scott, nice to see him flash and get a big kick return. I'm just being honest here. Like, at what point in time do you ask yourself about Velus Jones Jr. and say, well, what exactly is it that you would say you would do around here? Like, what's the point of holding up one of your 53 roster spots for him? Especially if Tyler Scott can hit on a big kick return like this. Terrell Smith looked good in the action. He got more action today at corner. And, you know, he's a guy that could be that long-term play replacement for Jalen Johnson come 2024. It's not out of the realm of possibility. And one of my favorite players, I haven't talked about him much here, and no, I'm not talking about Tyson Bagent. I'm going to get there in a moment. But it's Travis Bell. Like, again this week, he played well. He shows athleticism. He shows burst. You saw chasing downfield, the hit stick. Like, he's getting penetration in the pocket. Like, I look at Travis Bell, and I've got to say, you know, maybe he's a guy you cut and you hide on the practice squad, work on some technique things and so forth. But it's really hard for me right now for a defensive line unit, especially in the interior, that is not that great. It's really hard for me to justify taking the risk of waiving a Travis Bell. It really is. Unless you say there are some other players that you like on other rosters that are going to get cut that you want to bring in with your priority at the top of the waiver wire, and you try to sneak Bell into the practice squad. But for a 7th round pick, he has flashed. He has been impressive. And then, of course, Bagent. To me, he clearly shows, again, that he should be QB2. He really should be. I'll be satisfied with QB3 just because it means he makes the fucking roster. But he really should be QB2. And I think the fact that he was in there before P.J. Walker today indicates that the Bears coaching staff, no matter what they're saying publicly, knows that Tyson Bagent should be QB2. He's the second best QB that they have. He just is. And I've wanted to see him throw down the field a little bit more. And, of course, after the strip sack, fumble recovery, he throws deep to Carlson, who should be cut for dropping that touchdown pass. Then the next play might have been miscommunication with him and Darius Fountain. It's an interception, blah, blah, blah. But when you watch Bagent, you see a guy that's got poise and command, has the ability to stay within the play, but also improvise when the initial structure breaks down, hence the touchdown run that he had today. I feel a little bit better about the Bears right now in saying that, you know, if Justin Fields were to go down due to injury, that the bottom doesn't automatically fall out if Bagent has to play. He won't be great, but if he had to, I feel better about him than I would P.J. Walker right now. And that's it. That's Bears preseason football for you. We got 2 weeks. Listen to everybody get all pumped up for that September 10th game against the Packers. We're going to get there. It's an exciting season, and I'm ready for it.